Welcome to Foraging and Cooking with Kids. If you go foraging for food in the wild, be 100% sure that you pick the right kind. Use books and apps to make no mistakes. And kids, never eat anything out of the wild without asking your parents. In our last video, we talked about spruce trees. This time we talk about pine trees. The most common Northern American pine species are eastern white pine, longleaf pine, sugar pine, western white pine, and in our area we find the most are the ponderosa pine. Pine trees are also, like spruce trees, edible. You also can eat the inner bark and make tea out of the needles. And if you find some pine cones in the fall, you may collect some pine seeds also. The pine needles are very high on vitamin C and perfect for the winter time to keep your immune system up. Spruce and pine has on their needles also wild yeast. In one of our videos, Wild Grapes Yeast Water Made into Sourdough Bread, we show you how to make a sourdough starter. The wild grapes have also wild yeast stuck on the skin. This time we will use the wild yeast to make pine needle sparkly water. Pine and spruce trees are both evergreen trees and belong to the Pinaceae family, but there are several differences between them. Needles. Pine trees have long needles that grow in clusters of 2 to 5, while spruce trees have shorter needles that grow singly on the branches. Cones. Pine cones tend to be longer and thinner than spruce cones, which are usually shorter and more cylindrical. Bark. The pine tree tends to shave flakier, rougher bark than spruce trees, which have smoother, more scaly bark. To start the solder, we just washed them off and cut the tips from the pine needles. Not the back, what is a little bit more orange, so we want them nicely green ones. We washed them off, but we did not scrub them off. You only let the water run over it that the dust is coming off. Now we let them dry and we just take and cut all the tips off from the pine tree needles. Here's a little tip for the sap from the pine trees. Use peanut butter, rub it all over your hands, and all the stickiness is coming off easily. After we have around 1.5 cups of needles, we're filling it up halfway with water and adding our honey. 2 tablespoons of honey is what we use. You can also use sugar.
Honey?
That is honey. Raw honey.
It's heavy.
Then we let it sit in indirect sun. It is not allowed to get too warm. And we let it sit for 3 days. And bubbles starts appearing. And here we have the pressure. popping is gone. See, there's so much pressure on it that the popping is gone.
Yeah. Is it going here?
After 3 days, sadly, we did not have a lot of sparkles, but Finn definitely liked it. It was like a cold brew tea. Cheers. The other glass we let stand 2 more days, and check this out.
Is that okay?
Cloudy.
It looks a little too sparkly. See,
Yeah, Finn is not a fan of it, but he liked the cold brew way more.
What's tasting?
Sparkly water with pine or pine soda. Very healthy for your kids as well, because it's so full of vitamin C and it's not cooked away, it is cold brewed. Try it out if your kids like it too. Wyoming has a pretty long winter, but spring is right around the corner. Soon we will go out again, get mushrooms, plants, and berries. We hope you will come with us and follow us on our journey. Till then, stay healthy and happy. We'll see you next time at Foraging and Cooking with Kids.